Hello, friends. Have you ever wondered why some people achieve excellence in their work while others keep struggling? Why do some people enjoy every task without stress, while others get frustrated quickly? The truth is, the root lies in our mindset and the way we practice. This is the philosophy that Thomas M. Sterner deeply explores in his book, The Practicing Mind. Imagine you are learning a new skill playing the piano, painting, or starting a new business. In the beginning, there is excitement, but gradually, when challenges don't come as expected, you get demotivated. But what if I told you that there is a secret way to achieve every skill, goal, and ambition? A way that keeps you stress-free, focused, and disciplined. That way is the practicing mind. In this video, we will learn how to incorporate focus, patience, and discipline into your daily life so that your mind stays calm and centered. We will discuss how you can stay present in every moment without worrying about when you will reach your final goal. Because when you learn to enjoy the process instead of just chasing the goal, mastery naturally becomes part of your life. The practicing mind teaches us that real success is not something we get after reaching a destination, but rather what we feel during the journey. Consistency, awareness, and discipline. If these three qualities become part of our lives, we can master any skill. But is it easy? No, because most of us want quick results. We chase outcomes while the real magic lies in the process. Thomas M. Sterner tells us that if we develop a practicing mindset, everything starts feeling effortless. Imagine if you could approach every task in your life in a way that allows you to complete it with total dedication and concentration, without any stress. So if you want to train your mind to handle every task with perfection and patience, and if you want to avoid anxiety and overthinking while pursuing your goals, make sure to watch this video till the end. Today, we are going to discuss the powerful insights from the practicing mind that can completely transform your life. Let us begin this amazing journey without any delay. Chapter 1. Learning to love the process. Have you ever wondered why the initial excitement fades when we start something new? Why do we get bored or feel frustrated while learning a new skill? We want results and that too quickly. But when those results don't meet our expectations soon enough, we give up. This mindset holds us back, distracts us, and becomes the biggest obstacle to our growth. Thomas M. Sterner teaches us that the secret to real success lies in the journey, not the destination, but our mind constantly runs toward the future, thinking we will feel satisfied only when we reach our goal. Along the way, we experience excitement, doubt, frustration, and sometimes even self-doubt. Imagine you are learning to play the piano. In the beginning, you have to press every key carefully. Your fingers don't move to the right places and you feel an odd sense of discomfort. You wonder if you will ever master the instrument. But if you pause and ask yourself, is the goal just to play a perfect tune? Or is the real beauty in the process where you gradually improve yourself day by day? Sterner says we must learn to enjoy the process, because that is where real growth happens. When we excessively focus on goals, we start seeing every small mistake as a failure. But if we shift our mindset and stay present in the moment, focusing only on practice, our entire approach can change. Think of it like a small child learning to walk. The child falls, gets up, and falls again, but never gives up. The child does not worry about how soon they will walk perfectly. For them, every fall is part of the learning process. This is the mindset we need to develop. Sterner gives an interesting example when we cook, paint, or learn a new sport. If we set aside the outcome and focus only on enjoying the process, we improve much faster. But when we constantly think about results, the task starts feeling like a burden. Our biggest mistake is that we want quick results. But every great thing requires time and patience. When an artist creates a masterpiece, they give full attention to every stroke. They do not look at the canvas wondering when the painting will be finished. They stay in the moment, feeling the movement of the brush and losing themselves in the colors. This is art, this is beauty, and this is the secret to mastering any skill. The biggest lesson from this chapter is this: if you want to become perfect at anything, you must learn to love the process. Treat every practice session as a complete experience in itself. When you read a book, enjoy each page instead of thinking about how quickly you can finish it. When you go to the gym, feel every rep and every set instead of just focusing on how quickly your body will transform. Sterner reminds us that patience and presence are the keys to mastery. When we fully immerse ourselves in any activity, only then can we learn it deeply. That is why the next time you start learning something new, ask yourself a question. Am I falling in love with the process? If yes, then you are on the right path. If not, remind yourself that true happiness is not in the destination, but in every small step of the journey. Chapter 2. Process, not product. We spend our entire lives in a results-driven society. In school, we want good grades and jobs, we want promotions, and even in personal life, we look at everything from an outcome perspective. But have you ever wondered what we ignore in this race? We forget the process, which is actually the biggest source of our growth. Thomas M. Sterner teaches us a very important mindset shift. We need to train our minds to focus on the process and the journey instead of the product and the final result. But this is not easy, because since childhood we have been taught that success means measuring outcomes. If you are a student, it is about how many marks you score. If you are a musician, it is about how quickly you master a tune. And if you are a businessman, it is about how fast you make a profit. But what if we shift all our attention away from the results and fully immerse ourselves in the process? Imagine you want to create a beautiful painting. If you worry from the beginning about how the final painting will look, you will become anxious with every brushstroke. But if you focus only on how much attention and precision you put into each stroke, the painting will naturally turn out beautiful. This concept applies everywhere, whether you are learning a new skill, starting a business, or working on personal growth. Sterner teaches us that when we focus only on the product, we are not present in the moment. We either stay stuck in the past, thinking I failed last time, or worry about the future, asking, will I succeed this time? But when we learn to enjoy the process, our minds remain calm and focused. Think about a child learning to walk. If the child thinks, I will never learn to walk after falling a few times, will they ever learn? No. But in reality, the child falls, gets up, falls again, and continues practicing without any frustration. The child enjoys the process and does not worry about how long it will take to walk perfectly. This is the attitude we need to develop. When a musician learns a new instrument, if they only focus on how quickly they can play a tune perfectly, their practice becomes mechanical. But if they feel every note and enjoy playing it correctly, their practice becomes deep and effective. This is the difference between a process-based mindset and a product-based mindset. Sterner also explains that when we worry about results, we get trapped in self-doubt and anxiety. We start judging our progress and comparing ourselves to others. They are doing better than me. Why have not I mastered it yet? But when we learn to enjoy the process, our journey becomes effortless and stress-free. If you go to the gym and only focus on how quickly your body will transform, every workout will feel like a burden. But if you feel every rep, enjoy every movement, and stay connected to the process, you will gradually build a deep connection that leads to long-term growth and satisfaction. When we practice without pressure and stay present, we not only perform better, but also experience a deep sense of peace and fulfillment. So the next time you learn a new skill, start a new project, or work toward any goal, ask yourself, am I only thinking about the result, or am I enjoying the process too? When you fully accept the process, the results automatically become extraordinary. Chapter 3. The 4S words. Simplify, small, short, slow. How many of us feel overwhelmed even before starting something new? The thought of learning a new skill floods our minds with questions. It feels so complicated. When will I learn? Will I be able to do it? And then either we never start or we quit halfway. But what if I told you there is a simple method that can make any skill, goal, or practice effortless? This is what Thomas M. Sterner teaches us in this chapter. The mantra of the 4S words. Simplify, small, short, slow. Imagine you want to learn to play the piano. If you try to play an advanced symphony from the start, your mind will get overwhelmed and your fingers will freeze before hitting the right keys. But if you simplify the process, first focusing on a single scale, then slowly learning chords, does not it become easier? This is the first mantra: simplify every big target into small and simple steps. We often put unnecessary complexity and pressure on ourselves. But when we simplify the process, everything feels manageable and achievable. Now let us talk about taking small steps. Suppose you want to develop a reading habit, but you think I need to read 50 pages every day. Just the thought of it makes your mind run away. But if you set a goal of reading just 5 pages a day, initially, does not that feel easier? Small goals are not only achievable, but also give the brain a sense of accomplishment when completed. This principle applies everywhere, whether you are learning a skill or building a habit. Take small steps and gradually increase them. The third mantra is short practicing for shorter durations. We often think that to become an expert in something, we need to practice for hours every day. But the truth is, the brain's capacity is limited, and when we try to practice for too long, we get tired quickly and our progress slows down. Sterner suggests that it is better to have short practice sessions, but with full awareness. It is like going to the gym. Working out for hours will not help as much as doing focused short workouts with the right technique. And finally, slow, moving forward gradually. This is the hardest mantra because we all want instant results. But the real secret to mastery is patience and consistency. Think of a sculptor shaping a stone. They do not strike hastily, but carefully plan each blow. If they rush, the sculpture will be ruined. Similarly, when we learn a skill, we need to adopt a slow and steady approach. Practicing slowly with full awareness not only improves our progress, but also helps us enjoy the journey. Sterner explains that when we adopt these 4S words, simplify small, short, slow in our lives, learning any skill becomes easier and more enjoyable. When you simplify tasks, break them into smaller steps, practice in short, focused sessions, and move forward patiently, you set yourself up for success. And when you stop rushing and learn with patience, growth happens naturally. So the next time you start working on a new skill or goal, ask yourself, have I simplified it? Can I divide it into small steps? Am I practicing less, but with full focus? And most importantly, am I learning it slowly and with full awareness? If you adopt these 4S words, not only will your learning process become easier, but you will also start enjoying every journey more. Chapter 4. Equanimous and Observer Mind. Have you ever noticed that when you are learning something new, two voices run inside your mind? One tells you to stay calm and patient, while the other constantly judges. Am I doing it right? Will I ever become an expert? This is too hard. This judgmental mind makes us anxious during practice and slows down our growth. But what if I told you there is a way to keep your mind completely calm and focused? This is what Thomas M. Sterner introduces in this chapter, the concept of equanimous and observer mind. When we learn a new skill or go through a challenging situation, we often find ourselves emotionally reacting. If something does not go according to our expectations, we get frustrated. And if we make mistakes, we start doubting ourselves. But Sterner teaches us that equanimity is a state where we face any situation without emotional turbulence. This does not mean becoming emotionless. It means keeping emotions in control and guiding our actions with awareness instead of impulsiveness. Imagine you are meditating and suddenly an external noise disturbs you. A normal reaction would be to get irritated. Why is there so much noise? But if you simply observe that noise without reacting, what happens? The noise fades from your awareness in a few seconds, and your focus returns to your practice. This is equanimity. When you learn to accept any situation without reacting, your mind naturally becomes peaceful and focused. Now let us talk about the observer mind. Sterner explains that we all have an observer inside us that watches everything: our thoughts, emotions, reactions, and progress. When we activate this observer, we start looking at every problem, failure, and challenge from an outsider's perspective. This gives us clarity and helps us stay composed and centered instead of reacting impulsively. Imagine you are learning a new musical instrument. When you try to play a tune for the first time, your fingers do not land on the right keys. The sound does not come out right, and your mind says, "I will never get this right." But if you activate your observer mind, you will notice this frustration without getting caught in it. You will tell yourself, "I am still learning. This is normal. With each practice session, I will get better." This mindset is the real secret to long-term growth. Sterner also teaches that when we develop an equanimous mind, we start seeing everything from a new perspective. Mistakes no longer feel like failures, but become learning opportunities. Progress does not feel slow anymore because we learn to enjoy every step. We do not get anxious during practice because instead of worrying about outcomes, we stay present in every moment. So the next time you face a challenging situation, pause and observe your mind. Are you reacting, or are you calmly accepting the situation and responding with awareness? Are you judging yourself during practice, or are you simply observing and enjoying every small improvement? If you make equanimity in the observer, mind a part of your daily life, not only will your skills improve faster, but your life will also become more peaceful and fulfilling. Chapter 5. Stepping outside your comfort zone. Have you ever wondered why most of us fear change? Why do we feel hesitation whenever it is time to learn something new? The reason is that our brain is always looking for safety and familiarity. It prefers things that are already known because they come with no risk. But here lies a big paradox. Our growth happens only outside the comfort zone. If we stay in the space where everything feels easy and predictable, we will never move forward. This is the truth. Thomas M. Sterner teaches us in this chapter, step out of your comfort zone for real progress. Whenever we learn a new skill or accept a new challenge, the first reaction is discomfort and resistance. Imagine you have never played the guitar before and now you want to learn it. On the first day when you try to hold the chords, your fingers hurt, the sound does not come out right, and your mind says, this is too hard. Maybe I am not cut out for this. But here's the big question. Will you accept this discomfort and move forward? Or will you go back to your comfort zone? Sterner teaches us that discomfort is a temporary state. It is a signal that your mind and body are trying to adapt to something new. Every time you step out of your comfort zone, your mind resists. But if you slowly push through this resistance, the thing that once felt difficult gradually becomes easier. It is like working out at the gym. Your body feels sore the first time. But after a few weeks, the same workout starts to feel easier. Our biggest problem is that we see stepping out of the comfort zone as a struggle. But Sterner suggests seeing it as an exciting journey. When you are learning something new, do not ask yourself, how hard will this be? Instead ask, how much better can I become than I was yesterday? This mindset shift helps you accept every challenge with new energy. One major mistake we make is judging ourselves too quickly. If we try something new and do not do it perfectly, we think maybe I am not meant for this. But does a child start running perfectly the first time they try to walk? No, they fall, get up, fall again, and eventually start walking effortlessly. This is the natural learning process. But as we grow older, we start associating failure with negativity. In reality, every failure is a step toward mastery. Sterner explains that patience is key to stepping outside the comfort zone. If you expect immediate results, you will feel frustrated. But if you focus only on the process and try to get a little better each day, growth happens naturally. Imagine an artist painting on a canvas for the first time. If they expect a masterpiece in their first attempt, will they ever enjoy the process? No. But if they treat every brushstroke as an experiment, their art gradually improves. The biggest message of this chapter is, leave your comfort zone and embrace discomfort. Whenever something feels difficult, see it as a sign that this is the step that will take you forward. Whenever your mind says this is too hard for me, tell yourself it is hard now, but with practice it will become easier. If you develop this mindset, then any skill, any goal, and any challenge will become an exciting adventure for you instead of a frightening obstacle. Chapter 6. The Practicing Mind and Real Life. Have you ever noticed that when we try to learn a new skill or set a big goal, we feel highly motivated at the start? But as time passes, our patience begins to fade. We want to see results quickly, and if progress is slow, frustration kicks in. But what if I told you that the biggest secret to mastering anything in life is to keep your mind in practice mode? This is the philosophy. Thomas M. Sterner explains in this chapter how the practicing mind is not just limited to learning, but can also become a powerful mindset in real life. When we are learning a skill, whether it is music, sports, or a new language, our focus often shifts to the end goal. We keep asking ourselves, when will I become an expert? How long will it take? And in this anxiety, we fail to enjoy the learning process. But Sterner explains that true mastery comes when we fully embrace the process. Imagine you are learning to play the piano. If you stay obsessed with quickly being able to play an entire song, every small mistake will frustrate you. But if you keep yourself in practicing mode, where you see every note and movement as an experiment, Your progress will not only be faster, but you will also enjoy the journey. The same principle applies to life. Imagine if a gardener focuses only on having a beautiful garden, but does not enjoy the process of planting, watering, and caring for it. Can they take care of a garden properly? No, because the real beauty lies not in the result, but in the journey that creates it. This is the lesson the practicing mind teaches. Stay fully present in the moment and let go of worrying about the result. Stirner also explains that the practicing mind teaches us patience and discipline. When we are learning something new, our mind tries to pull us toward distractions, social media, entertainment, or any other comfortable activity that helps us escape the discomfort that comes with learning. But the practicing mind saves us from this trap. It teaches us that discipline is a skill that can be developed. And when we apply it in our lives, every challenge becomes manageable. If you are building a business, the practicing mind will teach you patience. If you are on a fitness journey, it will help you maintain consistency. If you are learning meditation, it will give you the strength to fight distractions. The biggest advantage of this mindset is that it gives you the freedom to master anything. You will start accepting every challenge with the thought, I will treat this as practice, and try to become a little better every day. The most important lesson of this chapter is that true happiness and growth in life come when we make the practicing mind a lifestyle. When you fully embrace the process, you naturally improve without the pressure that comes from worrying about results. So the next time you learn something or work toward a goal, ask yourself, am I doing this with the practicing mind, or am I just trying to get quick results? If you develop the practicing mind, you can master not just one skill, but your entire life. Conclusion. Every aspect of our life is a form of practice, whether we are learning a new skill, trying to achieve a goal, or working on changing our thoughts and habits. The practicing mind teaches us that true mastery is not about reaching the end goal, but about embracing the process that takes us there. When we treat everything as practice, we train our minds to stay calm, focused, and disciplined. Stirner also helps us understand how stepping out of the comfort zone, paying attention to small details, and maintaining patience are essential for growth. When we shift our mind to observer mode and accept every challenge with excitement, we stop fearing failure and start seeing it as a learning opportunity. This mindset is what leads us to mastery, whether it is personal development growth or learning a new skill. Now the question is, are you ready to adopt the practicing mind in your life? Can you learn to enjoy the process without rushing for results? If yes, then trust me, you will not only achieve excellence in whatever you pursue, but will also fully experience the journey. If you have learned something new from this video, do not forget to like and share it so that this valuable knowledge can reach others. If you want to see more powerful book series and self-improvement content, subscribe to Bookpedia and press the bell icon to get notified about our latest videos. We are with you on your success journey, so keep moving forward. Keep learning and keep striving to become better every day. See you in the next video. Until then, keep learning, keep growing.